Morning, Mustangs and families. This is a 5-minute warning. Graduates, please take your seats. Good morning. Welcome to Dalzell Field and Hempstead High School's 50th graduation ceremony. For your safety, we'd like to call your attention to the location of the emergency exits around the stadium. At this time, please take a moment to turn off all cell phones as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready at this time to present the class of 2020. Members of the class of 2020, would you please rise and be welcomed to our ceremony as one class. To begin our graduation, I'm proud to share that 9 members of this class will be joining military service after graduation. We are proud of their commitment to the United States of America. At this time, I extend an invitation to each of you to rise and join with the class in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence for reflection and remembrance of family, friends, and 2 members of the class of 2020, Miles Conley and Griffin Metcalf. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. You may be seated. Well, good morning. I'm probably a bit more nervous today than a typical year, as we usually get to see seniors before we leave school and talk about graduation. Then we have an hour and a half of practice a few days before graduation. So without those things, we're really hoping things go well today. We will ask for some grace from all of you if we run into a few bumps along the way during the ceremony. But wow, it feels great to finally be here and graduate some Mustangs today. We extend a special welcome to Superintendent Mr. Stan Reingans, Director of Secondary Schools Mr. Mark Burns, school board members, and certainly to the parents, relatives, and friends of the Hempstead class of 2020. It is an honor to have you here this morning for Hempstead High School's 50th annual commencement. I am pleased to recognize some of the members of our faculty and support staff who are joining us. Faculty and support staff, please give us a wave. We truly appreciate all the support and encouragement you have given to the members of the class of 2020. You have played a key role in preparing for our students for the challenges that await them. Thank you. It is my pleasure to present at this time the Superintendent of the Dubuque Community School District, Mr. Stan Reingans. Throughout the last couple of months, Mr. Reingans has helped us think about what could be possible for graduation. With many moments left unexperienced since March 13th, Mr. Reingans has maintained a steady and consistent message. The class of 2020 graduation ceremony wasn't going to be canceled without a careful exploration of all ceremonial possibilities, persistent patience, and attention to keeping everyone as safe as possible. And here we are, and here's Mr. Reingans.
Thanks, Mr. Coker. Before we start, I'd like to introduce some folks in the audience, our school board members who put in numerous hours every year as elected officials to make sure that we have everything we need to offer a world-class education. So we have Board President Tammy Ryan, Board Member Lisa Whitman, Board Member Mike Donahue, and Board Vice President Jim Prohaska. Class of 2020. Wow, what a finish. I wasn't sure we'd ever make it to graduation. but here we are. You made it. Congratulations. As I was reflecting on the class of 2020, I realized that you have lived through more history in your young lives than most people in history would have experienced if they lived to be 100 years old. You were born in the shadow of September 11th attacks. You survived the development and growth of something we call social media, TikTok, Snapchat. Recently, you are witnessing, in many cases, participating firsthand in a movement that will change the direction of our society forever. And you are literally living through a historic pandemic. So I asked myself, is the class of 2020 jinxed? Or maybe, just maybe, is a class of destiny that has the opportunity to experience a century's worth of history in 19 short years. Experiences that I believe have molded you not into survivors of a pandemic, but into leaders who have the skills and grit to embrace change and the aptitude to envision a better future. A class who collectively will move our society forward in new and unforeseen ways. I believe the class of 2020 is a class of destiny for greatness. But before you accomplish all that, take a little time in the next few weeks to celebrate this important milestone. But please remember that today is important not only because it signifies the accomplishment of an important goal, but it also represents the start of the next chapter in your life. You have been prepared well by your teachers, and I congratulate those of you who have arrived at graduation having accomplished much. You certainly have a head start into the future. But I challenge all of you to believe that from this day forward, anything is possible for each of you. You have the opportunity to define success for yourself. Your future is only limited by your willingness to dream big and work hard every day to accomplish your goals. Congratulations, Hempstead class of 2020. We are proud of you.
Thank you, Mr. Reingans and members of the school board for your leadership and support of this Mustang class. Class speakers for Hempstead High School graduation ceremonies have been done by open invitation for as long as I can remember. This year, students who wanted to be considered a class speaker turned in their videos, and a faculty committee selected 3 to represent their class today. Our first class of 2020 speaker is Derek Wills. I direct your attention to the Jumbotron for a few words from Derek.
Good morning. I welcome the class of 2020 faculty, family, school board members, the superintendent, and all others in attendance to this historic day. For those that do not know me, my name is Derek Wills, and I got the honor of being elected student body president for the 2019-2020 school year. Over the course of my 4 years at Hempstead, I learned many things. Not only did I learn that going to class and getting good grades is important, I know surprising, but I also learned many life lessons that I'll be centering my speech around today. Before I get started, I would like to say that we love you, Griffin, and we miss you every day. I say this because I know he is here with us today, and I know he would want nothing more than to see us happy. I would also like to remember Miles Conley, who the class of 2020 also tragically lost. Both students embodied the Hempstead spirit and were taken too soon from all of us. One of the most important things I learned at Hempstead was how to be strong. Now, I'm not talking weightlifting strong, because come on, look at me. By being strong, I mean how strong we had to be to get through high school. Everybody that has gone through high school can agree that it is very tough. There would be times where we all thought we were not cut out for high school and that we wanted to give up. Times when the only thing keeping us attached was getting to see our friends every day, or the fact that it was chicken nugget day at lunch. Giving up was the easier answer, but my fellow seniors and I were stronger. We got help when we needed it, and by the time our senior year rolled around, high school was nothing. Even during a global pandemic, we are still here today celebrating what we all have looked forward to for years. We did not let it engulf us. We rose above it. We are all strong individuals who are capable of such great things in life, and once we realize that, we are unstoppable. Hand in hand with strength, high school taught me maturity. Now again, those who know me would probably not use mature to describe me, but I'm going to use it to describe us. We all came in as these little freshmen who had no idea what to expect. High school made us grow up. We had to be fast learners because it was not going to slow down for any of us. Throughout our years, we learned to manage the loads of schoolwork we were getting, learned to exit our comfort zones even if it meant being in an awkward situation, and most importantly, we all learned the unwritten rule that if you walk slow in the hallways, be prepared to get called out. As we got older, we learned the way of Hempstead, and during our senior year, many of us were faced with the harsh reality of the future. We weren't always going to be protected by the bubble that was Hempstead, so we had to mature. We all figured it out or are still figuring out what to do with our lives, and although it is not easy, high school turned us all into adults capable of making that decision. Being kind is one of the most important, yet is also one of the most looked over traits. If there's one thing I've learned at high school that I also hope all of us have learned, it's that the teeniest, tiniest bit of kindness can go a long way. Our days were shaped by kindness, whether that meant being on the receiving end of an act of kindness or being kind towards a staff or family member. It makes people feel good when you're kind. Not only did it make high school easier, but it also allowed us to build so many relationships that we will cherish forever. We're all living in a world that can seem very dark with uncertainties, and I truly believe that kindness can shine bright. I believe that my class, in addition to the thousands around the world, will change it. We will not let our determination be swept off its feet. We will not turn to hatred in these times. We will be better human beings because that is what the world needs us to be. Being kind to ourselves is crucial. Griffin Metcalf once said, "You should be your favorite person." If there's one thing I know he would want, it would be that we let the kindness inside us be free. Now, by the time in this speech, I expect myself to be in tears, so I'll wrap it up. Being the student body president gave me a front row seat to not only the school, but also the class of 2020. We went through many highs and many lows that I'm beyond thankful for. When I moved to Dubuque to start high school, I had a pretty good idea of what was going to happen. I was going to do poorly on a test, I was going to sleep through an alarm and be late for class, and most importantly, I knew it was going to be tough. What I didn't know, and have now realized, is that it was the best 4 years of my life. To all the adults I met in high school, my teachers, my coaches, my administrators, and all other staff members, I thank you. To my family, who pushed me along the way when I wanted to give up and was there to listen to me, thank you. And to my fellow classmates and friends, who are truly the best people on this planet, thank you. I'm known by many names around Hempstead: Mr. President, D-Dog, Dare Bear, DJ D-Rack, and many, many more. But today, I want to be remembered by just one: a Mustang. Thank you.
Thank you, Derek. Well said. The class of 2020 is closing out an incredible 4 years. Academically, 180 members of this class have completed their high school careers with a grade point average of 3.0 or higher. This reflects consistent daily effort from these graduates. The graduates in this class will take hundreds of credits into their post-secondary schools through their participation in advanced placement, concurrent, and post-secondary coursework. Our graduates have great options ahead of them. They will begin meaningful careers, enter military service, enroll in trade programs, 2-year schools, or 4-year degree programs. Today we celebrate our identity as a comprehensive public high school that helps all students be career and college ready. These students also set high standards as a class by actively participating in all that Hempstead High School has to offer. Success in music, speech, theater, debate, academic competitions, student government, clubs, and athletics are a part of the class of 2020 legacy. They have crashed through some of the academic and athletic barriers that haven't been broken through for a very long time, and in some cases, they were the first in Mustang history to ever reach that milestone. The class of 2020 will be remembered as a class that left no area of our school community untouched by their leadership. We're proud to call you Mustangs. That includes you, Mr. President, D-Dog, Derek. Parents and guardians, your students have become known as students of good character. What you have modeled at home, they have brought to school. They were listening to your guiding words, and more importantly, they were watching how you live your life. Thank you for raising them with your support and love. Graduates, take a moment to thank those who are here to support you today. We didn't practice that. They really do love you. To the members of the class of 2020, I congratulate you on reaching this milestone today. Make no mistake, it is a milestone. A diploma is never given, it is earned. We talked about you giving yourself this special gift within the first 30 minutes at Hempstead during your 9th grade orientation. Do you remember that day? You remember where you sat in the gym? You remember who you sat next to? It seems like yesterday to me. We talked about a lot of things on that first day, and somebody took the ceremonial walk and was the first to sign the large diploma in front of the whole class. Does anybody remember who that was? Are they here today? I hope so. I'm glad you made it. That day, we set a focus on this day. It seemed like a long way off then. In fact, on that first day in August 2016, you were actually closer to your last day of 5th grade than you were to this day. Yeah, let that soak in. You've come a long way since that first day at Hempstead, and you've taken a memorable route for sure. Your year and the route you have taken as well simply never happened before. It is safe to say that each year on March 13th, we will think of this class and the challenges you faced. Perhaps you still have your other gift from that first day, your ID card. During these last few months, you've had to decide many things, and all of you have made one common decision: to be here today with your classmates. These last few months will not define you and will not be your final chapter. During your 4 years at Hempstead, you have changed us as a school community. Your achievements and interactions with us have affected us in ways that we will carry forward as we support all future Mustangs. We will never again take our time with our Mustangs for granted. We missed you. We missed you dearly. Many of us shed some tears when we learned we wouldn't be back this year. And we kept you in our thoughts these last few months. I know we aren't done hearing from you, the class of 2020. This class will undoubtedly change the world. You've experienced more than any of us could imagine. You've persisted, you've achieved, you've grown, and you've shown tremendous Mustang pride. Today we stand with you, we celebrate with you. We believe you have the skills, knowledge, and ability to go forward and achieve your life goals. The Hempstead staff members and underclass students join me, your very proud principal, in extending to you our best wishes. We wish you good health, happiness, peace, and good fortune. Good luck to each of you as you travel life's journeys. You are loved. Today is Saturday, June 27th, 2020, and it is a great day to be a Mustang. Thank you. Time for our second class speaker. I direct your attention to the Jumbotron for a few words from Shaylin Hostager.
When I was a freshman, the one thing that the upperclassmen always told me is that I'll never forget my senior year of high school. And I have to say, that statement still stands. I don't think I'll ever forget my senior year of high school. In fact, I don't think any of us will. For the past 3 years, I had envisioned my very own graduation ceremony. I pictured gathering in lines among my classmates, proudly walking into the room as the orchestra performs Pomp and Circumstance over and over again, excitedly waving my hand in the air, hoping my parents will see and wave back, sitting in my chair listening to Mr. Santiago rattle off my fellow classmates' names, waiting with anticipation and excitement for my own name to be called, beaming as I walk across the stage and begging myself not to trip, fall, or drop my diploma, moving the tassel over to the other side of my cap, symbolizing moving on to the next chapter of my life, hugging all of my friends and family members for always being there, a graduation just like all the other ones I had seen before. This perfect vision was taken away from us. I think about all the moments that would have happened during the last few months of high school. Spending time with friends, supporting fellow Mustangs in their activities, yelling the hey, hey, hey cheer at another assembly, even just the funny conversations that are overheard in the classrooms. These potential moments were taken away from us. I think about all the plans I had for my final year, all the goals I had established and dreamt of accomplishing, how proud I would feel after achieving the standards I set for myself, how excited I was to see all the other seniors accomplish their goals too. The chance to do that was taken away from us. I became so frustrated with the fact that we had been robbed of our final months of high school because of something completely out of our control. We lost the usual ceremony, we lost time spent with friends, we lost the chance to accomplish the goals we had created. No textbook ever tells you what to do if a global outbreak takes over the world in the middle of your senior year. Not even the I decide card could help us. It's not like we can just decide for this to disappear. This was something completely foreign and unforeseen. We have never been taught how to deal with something like this. Or have we? Maybe high school itself teaches us how to deal with unexpected events, disappointment, and loss. Think about how many times you didn't win that game, or you didn't get that part in the play you wanted. Think about how many times you didn't get that grade you worked so hard for, or you didn't get that job you applied for. While these losses and more aren't fun to deal with, that doesn't mean that they don't serve a purpose. We grow, we mature, and we learn from them. And from our biggest losses also come our biggest gains. So while we may have lost that perfect graduation ceremony we had all fantasized about, we gained this one right here. We all came together again to celebrate this special moment, and the fact that it almost didn't happen makes it even more special. While we may have lost time spent with friends, classmates, and teachers, we carry with us the past memories made throughout high school. It's so hard not to think about what could have been, yet so easy to forget about what already has been. 7 amazing semesters together isn't overpowered by 1 semester apart. And the fact that we still found ways to communicate and stay connected without seeing each other every day is remarkable, and it shows how strong of a bond the Mustang family truly has. While we may have lost the chance to accomplish some of our goals, we gained the chance to accomplish a goal we hadn't even set, overcoming one of the biggest adversities we have ever faced. There is no goal bigger today than the one we accomplished, and no reward higher than the one we have received today. And while we can't necessarily decide to change the outcome of the pandemic itself, we can decide to change our perspective on it. Just because we didn't gain exactly what we desired doesn't mean that we didn't gain anything at all. If we continue to stay fixated on everything that we lost and everything that was taken away from us, we will forget about everything that we have and everything that we gained. This whole experience is a test. We've been tested on our strength, our resilience, our perspective, our communication, and our determination. It's more challenging than any test we've taken in high school, and there's no particular course to take to prepare you for it. But today we, the class of 2020, have just passed it, and no one, not even a global outbreak, can take that away from us.
Thank you, Shaylin. The Scholastic Honor Award is given annually to the students in the class who maintain the highest cumulative grade point average over 4 years. 44 members of this class have completed their high school careers with at least a 4.0. These students represent academic excellence at its very best. They've earned a 4.0 while taking rigorous course loads. Their transcripts reflect courses in all of our academic areas and are covered with a variety of honors and advanced placement courses. As I scrolled through the list earlier, I couldn't help but stop and reflect. I noticed students from every sport I could think of on this list. I noticed students I've seen excel in musicals and plays on this list. I noticed student government members. I noticed students in every club and organization I could think of on this list. I noticed a student needing just one more math class to cover the math requirements for an aerospace engineering degree from Iowa State on this list. I noticed 3 of the top 150 high school debaters in the nation on this list. I noticed all-state musicians. I noticed a student with a deferred appointment to West Point and a student with an appointment to the United States Air Force Academy. I mean, come on. All of these students in one high school, in one class, it's almost unbelievable. And most importantly to me, I noticed some of the most kind, caring, honest, and genuine Mustangs I know on this list. You have all pursued your individual passions with tremendous dedication while doing the best you could academically. And I'll say your best was pretty darn impressive. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to present to you the Scholastic Honor students of the class of 2020. Please hold your applause until the end so that all names can be heard. Students, as I call your name, please stand, give us a wave, stay standing until all Scholastic Honor students have been recognized. I'll start with our first 4.0 student and conclude with our salutatorian and valedictorian. So students, again, please rise when you hear your name and stay standing. Kaylee Lex, Claire Shadle, Olivia George, Avery Setter, Lauren Barnes, Sam Herden, Ella Esser, Benjamin Faber, Adam Riffle, Blake Schleter, Megan Hammerin, Kazra Sharavar, Emma Gillis, Adeline Kanan, Carlin Knapp, Victoria Larson, Nicholas Casebauer, Sydney Schuler, Aaliyah Wagner, Shaylin Hostager, Tate Billmeyer, Riley Kay, Madeline Harbin, Ashlyn Keck, Kaylee Springer, Lauren Hager, Emily Lindgren, Emily Zartman, Aaron Boothman, Jack Sabers, Jessica Dressler, Olivia Franson, Becky Yu, Mushror Kamal. The class of 2020 top 10, Adam Curtis, Brian Keck, Keegan Eiter, Blake Holman, Emma Holsinger, Shari Khan, Micah Williams, Jack Colker, Our Hempstead salutatorian this year, Samira Faruqi, and the valedictorian for the Hempstead class of 2020, Alexis Lanning. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me celebrate the Scholastic Honor students. Activity awards were given earlier this spring at our annual awards assembly. The recipients of these awards were selected primarily for their contribution to a given activity. You will find these printed in the program, a description of some of these awards and the basis of which the award was given. It is now time for our third class of 2020 class speaker. I direct your attention to the Jumbotron for Aaliyah Wagner.
Good morning, and welcome to one of the biggest days of our lives, high school graduation. First off, let's give a huge shout out and thank you to Mr. Rygans, Mr. Kolker, the school board, teachers, parents, and everyone here today to make this day possible. My name is Aaliyah Wagner, and I may not know each and every one of you individually, but I bet we've crossed paths in some way, shape, or form. Whether it was sitting on each other at the freshman retreat, standing next to each other in negative-degree weather for a fire drill, or getting a little too close for comfort at the school dances, while we watched the teachers walk through the dance circles to break up the shameful booty dancing. We all have those separate memories we will cherish forever, including this one right here, right now, in the moment. So with that, I want to congratulate every single one of you. Class of 2020, we made it. Now I want you to take a moment to think to yourself about your journey to get here today. Has anyone ever doubted you or your abilities? Whether it be your parents, friends, teachers, coaches, or even yourself. Well, you can take a deep breath in and say to yourself, I did it. You did it. Not the person in front, behind, or besides you. It was you. You put in the countless hours of studying, practice, rehearsal, working, testing, more studying. The list goes on. It wasn't easy, but you showed up to do better, to be better. So guess what? You can disregard those doubts and judgments because you persevered. You got yourself here today at Dalzell Field with your cap and gown on, ready to walk across that stage and receive your diploma. It was all you, and you should be proud of yourself. On the first day of high school, Mr. Kolker gave us a choice, to decide to go forth with high school or to not. But hey, it looks like we all decided. Yeah, you may have skipped class, didn't do your homework, or deliberately ignored your teachers, but guess what? You still made it. The words I decide have been engraved and encoded in our minds since day one, and they've stuck. We know this road wasn't smooth. There was bumps, even potholes along the way. And sometimes we even had to call roadside assistance. Many of you have experienced this in psych class, walking around the courtyard with vision-impaired goggles. Oh, you were tripping, oh, stumbling, and oh boy, did you need some roadside assistance. So remember to thank those that acted as your roadside assistants, the ones who encouraged, motivated, loved, and even challenged you. A challenge we are facing right now is COVID-19. Unfortunately, we didn't end the school year the way we wanted, but that didn't stop us from achieving our goals. It may have been our last dance, and similar to Michael Jordan, we will soar on to the next phase in life. We could have given up. Instead, we took it day by day. Life is fragile, more than we ever thought. Each day is a non-renewable resource. We only have 24 hours in a day, so how are you going to use those hours? Never would I ever imagine us having to experience the loss of two of our fellow classmates, but we did. So that just makes it that much more important to live each day to the fullest and cherish your moments you have with others. I'm not saying we can't show emotion or we have to move on right away, but I am saying check up on your classmates, friends, teammates, family, because truth be told, we all need each other. I know Griffin and Miles would be so proud of us here today with big grins across their face. So let's take time to celebrate the times we had with them as they'd want us to. I want you to remember this phrase. Those we love don't go away. They walk beside us every day, unseen, unheard, but always near. Still loved, still missed, and very dear. So from here on out, focus on the day. Make the best of that day and learn from the lessons the day has to offer. Be present. Be in the moment. Don't be that person that says, oh, I wish I would have done this today. Live your life in the moment and to the fullest. Each day's successes leads to success in life. Don't stop now. Keep pushing, keep discipline, and stay in the moment. Mrs. Horner has always inspired me to do what I love, to dig into that intrinsic motivation. I decide. So do what makes you happy, whether it's trade school, military, full-time job, cosmetology, or studying at a 2 or 4 year university or college. Remember, not everything comes at once. It takes time, effort, and focus. In sports, you practice for that next game that can lead to a state appearance. In 2016, our boys basketball team made it to state for the first time in school history. Do you think it was easy for them? No, but they showed up every day to work towards the next. In theater, you rehearse to improve each day, leading to a spectacular performance in the end. Don't forget that saying, life goes on from the play Steel Magnolias. Art students, you sketch so you can display that wonderful masterpiece for the world to see. Performers and musicians, you learn new lines or notes to put together a beautiful medley. Workers, part-time, full-time, or babysitters, you work hard to receive that pretty penny in your paycheck. My point is, live life in the moment to make the future possible. Go live life, go be you, and don't let anyone stop you. The future is yours. Take it and run. Don't think you have to have it all figured out now. Be willing to change the idea of your future as you see it now while you learn, discover, and become a new and improved you. Your current path may change, and let it. Explore and find yourself. You deserve this. You earn this. It has been an honor to represent the class of 2020 with this speech. But no grad speech is complete without a little cliche. Don't forget, commencement means beginning. It's been real. And don't forget, it's a great day to be a Mustang.
Great job, Aaliyah. And I'll call your attention to the Scholastic honor listing in your program. The honor graduates are listed alphabetically within each GPA category. These 180 students are identified with the gold honor sash, and our students with a GPA over 4.0 have a white sash. National Honor Society students today are wearing gold cords. Students earning the Mustang Service Award are wearing a Hempstead Service Medal on their graduation cap. Students wearing a green and gold interwoven cord have earned bilingual recognition. As we prepare to present diplomas, I request your cooperation, patience, and attendance so that all members of the class, from the first to the last, receive the honor and dignity they deserve on this very special occasion. Something we will do differently this year is that Mr. Santiago will say all the names of the graduates, regardless of their attendance today. The challenging circumstances and late ceremony date have not allowed all of our graduates to be here this year, but we wanted to acknowledge them this year. Please be respectful that the name of each member of the class of 2020 is heard and that all students can be recognized for their achievement. Members of the Board of Education, parents and friends of the graduates, it is my privilege to present to you the 2020 graduating class of Hempstead High School. Will all members of the class please rise? Board of Education members, as principal of Hempstead High School, and along with the faculty of Hempstead High School, we certify that the members of the class of 2020 here this morning have fulfilled all of the requirements for graduation as set forth by the Dubuque Community School District, Board of Education, and the state of Iowa. I present them to you now and recommend that they be granted their diplomas. The class may be seated, except for the first row of graduates who will come forward to the stage. A professional photographer is taking a picture of each student as they receive their diploma. This picture will be given to each family. I will add that there was an error in the directions for what was happening on stage today. The safety directions stated there will be no hugs or handshakes. I know there will be at least one attempted hug for sure. Jack? Most days I had to check with the attendance office to see if you were in school. You've successfully avoided me for 4 years, probably for good reason. It's probably tough having Dad as a principal. I want you to know that I've enjoyed sharing these last 4 years with you. Doggone it, there's no avoiding me today. Our paths are going to meet right over there. Love you. And Stan? Are you going to attempt a hug today? Okay. There will likely be 2 attempted hugs on stage today. A reminder that after we've given all diplomas, I'll come to the microphone to share a final goodbye to the class of 2020, and then we will escort them out of the stadium before we release families and friends. Please meet up with your graduate outside of the stadium and be mindful of social distancing. Graduates, a message we stress many times in practice, which we didn't have this year, is that once you receive your diploma, please don't draw attention to yourself or to the field, so that we can give each Mustang on stage the attention they deserve. Mr. Santiago will give us the process for receiving your diploma and give some final instructions. Here we go.
Before we begin reading names, Superintendent Reingans and Principal Kolker will demonstrate a picture-perfect diploma exchange. If you can direct your eyes to the stage so you can see how to position yourselves correctly. Since we'll be announcing all names this year, make sure to not go across the stage until you hear your name. Mr. Kolker in high school played baseball, basketball. His hobbies are Hempstead High School, long walks on the beach in Florida, one time a year. That's all the time he gets off. Superintendent Reingans. Yep. There'll be 2 picture opportunities. Here on stage, and then at the end, you'll have another picture opportunity. Here we go, graduates. Adrian Jeffrey Abrams. Ashley Nicole Aird. Trevor William Allen. Luke Roy Althouse. Brianna Stephanie Kettering Anderson. Saul Andrade Brito. Alexa Marie Appleman. Brandon Tyler Armstrong. Kyle Donald Arthofer. Ideen Babick. Celia Brielle Bailey. Dallas John Baker. Gabriel Frederick Ball. Benjamin Robert Barden. Lauren Teresa Barnes. Noah Carter Barrett. Casey Paul Bartles. Chase Hunter Bauer. Marcy Kalina Begley. Nicholas Wyatt Benke. Justin David Bell. Noah David Bennett. Maggie Rose Berg. Lauren Marie Berquist. Carissa Ann Beringer. Ethan Dale Beaver. Kristen George Bees. Tate Joseph Billmeyer. McKinley Margaret Blaine. Elizabeth Marie Blosh. Michael Richard Blosh Bradshaw. Kishana Nakia Bodley. Jessica Marie Bowling. Grace Catherine Bortscheller. James Russell Bowen. Maxwell Scott Breitbach. Brandon John Branke. Brandon Michael Brilhart. Erica Ashton Brimmeyer. Paulette Brooks. Hannah Claire Brown. Tyler Dean Brown. William James Brown. Aaron Jean Boofman. Emma Sophie Burns. Katie Renee Carlson. Janelle Nicole Carmona. Keyshawn James Clemens. Emma Kathleen Coates. Adeline Dora Kanan. Ashlyn Nicole Conley. Miles Matthew Conley. Samuel Richard Conlon. Mercedes Joe Cook. Taylor Ann Coda. Quintea J. Cribbs. Jillian Isabel Culp. Jillian Isabel Culp. William Jack Cummer. Luke Michael Curran, Adam Robert Curtis, Claire Irene Dack, Lucas Jean Dobbenberger, Colton Gillette Davis, Emma Mary Decker, Ariana Angelina Dirksen, Brock William Doyle, Jessica Mary Dressler, Tyler Vincent Dreyer, Molly Elizabeth Deere, Kelsey Marie Dunbar, Gwyneth Lee Dunlap, Evan Daniel Duvey, Samantha Grace Dewey, Aiden Thomas Eberhart, Keegan Nathaniel Eider, Carissa Rose Elskamp, Dwayne Jason Enoch, Ella Marie Esser, Devin John Udaley, LaShawn Maurice Evans, Benjamin David Faber, Samir Faruqi, Anna Grace Fassbinder, Olivia Nicole Fergus, Jacob Patrick Funk, Diana Alicia Monique Fountain, Noah Michael Francois, Olivia Joelle Franzen, Brady Russell Freiberger, Madeline Christine Freisinger, Emily Nicole Fry, Jada Elizabeth Golly, Olivia Eileen George, Raida Faye Ganemat, Emma Irene Gillis, Benjamin Alec Godwin, Micah Alexander Godwin, Alexis Elizabeth Gudendorf, Zachary Robert Gorla, Megan Jean Gower. Garrett David Grass. Hannah Rose Grass. Sean James Gregory. Joseph Carl Grieve. Brian Eric Grimes. Timothy Paul Grunau. Lauren Lacey Gudenkoff. Lauren Victoria Hager. Dominic John Gabriel Hamill. Megan Anna Hammeran. William Thomas Hansel. Paige Margaret Hanson. Natalie Ann Harbin. Miranda May Hartung. Ava Bessler Hash. Antonea Lachey Hawkins. Carly Faye Hayes. Jamar Edward Hayes Jr. Sam Michael Hurden. Andrew Jeffrey Hafel. Russell James Hafel. David Michael Heinold. Chandra Jarrell Henderson. Andrew Duke Henry. Laney Diane Herman. Richard Jr. Hernandez. Elijah Francis Harrion. Jana Marie Hickman. Keyshawn Kenneth Hill. Carly Joe Horner. Blake Leonard Homan. Emma May Holsinger. Colin Cole Hollenbeck. Logan Scott Horner Frisch. Janila Akira Hoskins. Janila Akira Hoskins. Scott Timothy Hostager. Shaylin Carol Hostager. Trenton Casey Howes. Jared Douglas Hughbanks. Alex Ray Hudson. Mallory Jean Huseman. Sean Michael Huseman. Anselina Jabwa. Tommy Jack. Danielle Brianna Jackson. Jackson Thomas Yeager. Zachary Ryan Jameson. Jared Joseph Jansen. Faith Beverly Jasper. Stephanie Alyssa Jenkins. Calvin James Johnson. Rebecca Sue Johnson. Samantha Irene Yos. Matthew David Young. Nicholas Michael Casebauer. Tristan Joseph Kalb. Abigail Jane Callagher. Masroor Kamal. Hannah Dean Camram. Krishawn Kaylin Kane. Dylan John Kane. Riley Breck Kay. Ashlyn Elizabeth Keck. Brian David Keck. Madison Ann Keck. Anthony Lee Kelchin. Mackenzie Marie Kempker. Jana Ann Kennedy. Marcus Earl Kurth. Sharvik Ali Khan. Jalen Frank Kidd. Safri Kiotek. Andrew Joseph Kirkpatrick. Sage Rose Kirpus. Alexander Joseph Klein. Parker Donald David Klein. James Griffin Kleesner. Carlin Elizabeth Knapp. Xavier John Cole. Jack Alden Kolker. Carissa Ann Konachek. Tyler Edward Coates. Noah Thomas Crafel. Blake Thomas Cruiser. Alyssa Marie Cooperschmidt. Madison Nicole Kurth. Derek Jean Leahy. Evelyn Jane Larson. Victoria Ray Larson. Ethan Andrew Lawson. Alize Diamond Lawrence. Brennan Cooper Lechner. David Lee Lear. Kaylee Marie Light. Anexia May Lemke. Alexander Gray Lenars. Kaylee Marie Lex. Taylor Brianne Lex. Emily Marie Lindgreen. Gabrielle Viola Liptak. Kaylin Liberty Lochner. Andrea Angelique Longstreet. Alexis Catherine Lonning. Maggie Elizabeth Lawrence. Trent Richard Lyons. Armand Royce Mabry. Antonio Tremaine Madlock. Benjamin David Manning. Tatum Lee Marburger. Devin Kobe Martin. Alicia Marie McAuliffe. Evangeline Grace McCall. Sean Anthony McGrath. Trevor Lee McIntyre. Griffin Thomas Metcalf. Jaden Renee Nichols. Chloe Elizabeth Miller. Lillian Christine Miller. Brock Allen Millman. Rachel Marie Mills. Ava Elizabeth Moore. Jacqueline Amelia Moots. Jack Dylan Morgan. Emily Margaret Morley. Kyle Jacob Motet. Bailey James Mueller. Aaron Joseph Nauman. Ashley Elizabeth Nauman. Lauren Ashley Newhouse. Kennedy Shay Newton. Shaylee Ann Nicholas. Kane William Oberbrockling. Paige Olivia Oberman. Caitlin Elizabeth O'Brien. Caitlin Jane O'Brien. Lauren Ashley Offerman. Cole Jacob O'Hare. Alexis Ann O'Mara. Logan Joseph O'Mara. Benjamin Michael Underick. Natalie Ann Underick. Michael John Opelt. Sabrina Asmisovich. Amanda K. Ott. Bailey Marie Odding. Sydney Lauren Paulson. Claire Ann Paulson. Caleb George Perriard. Maxwell Theodore Pins. Michaela Mary Polkinghorn. Mark William Polkinghorn. Emma Rose Powers. Tyler John Prem. Devin Alexander Saros. Ireland Regina Quinn. Blake Kelly Rakestraw. Kiana Marie Ralston, Rachel Ann Rivas, Skylin Ann Redding, Elizabeth Amber Raceop, Joseph Valentine Rettenberger, Gage Garrett Reynolds, Colton Wayne Reingans, Siobhan Dante Rhodes, Tyler Alexander Romberg, Brielle LaShawn Richardson, Jenna Therese Richardson, Brian Anthony Reese, Dustin Michael Rieselman, Adam Jackson Riffle, Colton Robert Ropkin, Hunter Edward Roroff, Erica Rebecca Sarah Rosado, Orion Scott Rush, Emily Sue Ryder, Jack Arthur Sabers, Jared Michael Sabers, March Samuel, Trenton Reed Sanchez, Matthew John Sanders, Kariah Lashea Antonetti Sanders, Cameron Lee Sanders Coldheart, Abby Grace Sarzan, Douglas Joseph Saunders, Michael Rock Saunders, Samuel Trent Scales, Katie Ann Michelle Shadle, Claire Francis Shadle, Jacob Trenton Paul Sharf, Kaylin Marie Schemmel, Isaac Stephen Sherbring, Natalie Rose Scherf, Blake Daniel Schleeler, Brandon Ethan Schmall, Kylie Rose Schmidt. Sydney Jean Schmidt. Austin John Schrader. Caitlin Marie Schuler. Sydney Catherine Schuler. Justin Robert Schultz. Adria Renee Schumacher. Maxwell Ryan Schumacher. Amaya Ellen Schwartz. Avery Rose Setter. Kashra Doshin Sharavar. Ainsley Elizabeth Sheard. Allison Marie Siegert. Kirsten Rose Slack Collins. Callista Ray Smith. Evan Dean Smith. Kenya Sherelle Smith. Nicholas Matthew Smith. Nicholas Alexander Smith. Ryan Joseph Smith. William Maxwell Smith. Addison Marie Spawn. Keegan Charles Spawn. Ethan Kane Spires. Antoinette Monice Spivey. Douglas Allen Springer III. Kaylee Jane Springer. Kamari Javante Stanford. Esther Grace Stanley. Benjamin Lawrence Steinis. Dominic Robert Strong. Dylan Jean Sweeney. Trevor James Taylor. Michaela Marie Teasdale. Princess Michelle Thompson. Desiree Nicole Treadgill. Jaden Joe Tiggis. Shane John Timmerman. Nathan William Tinkham. Bailey Lynn Tun. Keegan James Trilk. Austin Michael Trundle. Neildren Alabog Tonke. Aiden Leah Ubersox. Kayla Marie Valentine. James Edward Felice. Kyler Lejean Vandenberg. Derek Baker Belstra. Chipper Josh Pancho Villanueva. Aaliyah Monet Wagner. Gabriel Bruce Wagner. Jenna Alexandra Wagner. Noah Douglas Wainwright. Michaela Kathleen Ward. Grace Lee Wardle. Carly Marie Weber. Erin Elizabeth Wigman. Carter John Welbus. Colin Kurt Wells. Jacob Scott Westermeyer. Emily Rose White. Tristan John White. Marissa Joe Widmeyer. Jasmine Nishal Wilburn. Alyssa Marie Wilgenbush. Elizabeth Joy Williams. Ethan Walter Williams. Micah Allen Williams. Savoya Mache Williams. Derek Connor Wills. Colin Joseph Woodyard. Isaac James Wright. Jamie Nicole Wurtzer. Becky Yu. Ethan Mitchell Zahn. Emily Nancy Zartman.
As we're finishing up our final pictures off to the side, reminder that however hot you are in your seats, the graduates are hotter. So we're going to make sure that we exit them first before we release family and friends. Not yet. All right, we had one final video for you, but unfortunately we waited right to the end to have a technical glitch. Class of 2020, if you'd allow me, I'd like to lead you one more time. Shaylin, I know you said we weren't going to do our hey, hey, hey cheer, but let's stand one more time and get her done. After our cheer, I'm going to announce the class, and we're going to split you down the middle, and we're going to exit, walk up the ramp on this side, and walk out by the ambulance on this side. Class of 2020, we're very proud of you. Eddie, do you want to do this cheer with me? All right, on your feet. A 1, a 2, a 3. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. We are Hempstead. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hempstead High School graduating class of 2020. Great job, graduates. Go ahead and throw it if you want. We're now exited out the side. Graduates, we'll take you this way and up the ramp.